Hey guys, Probo1701 here, and today we're going to talk about Doctor Who Steelbook art. I've noticed lately with these last two Second Doctor releases, at least in my opinion, to me the standard editions had better art than the Steelbooks. Now, before that, with say Power of the Daleks, Macroterra, and Faceless Ones, the Steelbooks were definitely better. Just because the art they were using for the standard editions just really didn't look that good. I wasn't impressed with Powers really. I really wasn't impressed with Macroterra or Faceless Ones. I thought their standard editions looked terrible. With the Steelbooks looking way better. The Steelbook for Power is amazing. The Steelbook for Macroterra is amazing. The Steelbook for Faceless Ones is okay, but still way better than the standard version. But then it changed with Fury from the Deep. I actually enjoy the standard edition of Fury from the Deep to the point where I almost wish I'd gotten that one instead of the Steelbook. The Steelbook for Fury from the Deep is very disappointing. It goes way too much with that toon style. I didn't care for it. The cover where you see the weeds pulling the TARDIS down doesn't even happen in the episode, although it does make for a good idea for the cover. I think I'd like the cover better if it didn't go quite so toon in the aesthetic. I get why it does, because it's fully animated, but I don't really care for that. I much prefer the more realistic take on it that Macra took, because Macra's Steelbook is gorgeous. I love Macroterra's Steelbook. It's creepy and spooky and scary and atmospheric. I love it. It's the exact same thing that I feel like the Steelbook for Web goes for, but since they use that toon style, it doesn't quite pull off. It still looks good, and I won't be able to say 100% until I get it in hand, because seeing the Steelbooks in that steel form where you can see the kind of metallic sheen on them does make them pop a little more, and they do tend to look better that way. I like the idea behind the Web Steelbook with the TARDIS with the stuff on it, the webbing on it, and the Yetis in the background and the foreground on the back of it. I think the concept is really good. I just wish they'd taken a more live-action approach with it. Like maybe done it looking real and in black and white. Since the story is primarily in black and white, I think it would have looked good. It would have given it, if they had done it in black and white and kind of toned down the colors, would have made it look creepy, scary, a little claustrophobic. I think that would have been good. But since they did it the way it did with that toon style and in full color, kind of pulls away from it. Going back to Fury's Steelbook, again, I was disappointed when the design was announced. And then when I saw the design for the standard edition of it, I thought it was pretty good. I definitely think it was a step up from the previous ones. It looked really good. It was a nice shot. I love the way they did Troughton's artwork on it. I was impressed with it. And then, we got to find out what the standard edition artwork looks like on Web, and that's gorgeous. Lee Binding. I absolutely love Lee Binding's work. He is my favorite Doctor Who artist. He always does good work. Lee Binding, of course, does all of the art for the Doctor Who, the collection sets. So if you have any of those, that's Lee Binding's art. He does the art for all of that. He did the art for the Series 1 and Series 2 Steelbooks, as well as the 50th anniversary Steelbook set. He did that. He also did the original artwork for the Day of the Doctor as well, and a lot of the Series 7 posters. He's really, really amazing. I love his art, and that second Doctor artwork for Web of Fear is just stunning. I absolutely love it. It just blows the Steelbook out of the water. I mean, it's so good. I mean, I'm gonna have to end up buying probably both versions just because I love the artwork. Especially if you see the full artwork, like the textless artwork. You can actually go on Lee Binding's Twitter page. He has a link to the full artwork design. You can't see some of that in some of the promotional features. It's kind of cropped out. But if you see the full artwork, it's gorgeous the way he uses color in it with the blues and everything. And in fact, you can tell the background is the sewers underneath. It's in the tunnels, whatever you want to call them. And I like how you have the Yeti. It's like showing the shot from the Yeti's point, one of the Yeti's point of view, with the claw stretching out toward the Doctor. It's really impressive. I took one look at that artwork the first time I saw it and was like, "Towel, please. You must mean from all the drool you're drooling out of your mouth." Sure, we'll go with that. I absolutely love that art. I love Lee Binding's art has the same effect on me that Chris Hemsworth has on Lee Binding. Yes, that's a good way to put that. I absolutely love his art. It's just like I said, I remember taking one look at it, at seeing the Steelbook art, seeing the standard edition, and going, knowing I had pre-ordered the Steelbook, was just like, oh, I'm still gonna get the Steelbook because I do like the Steelbook's art. Let me be clear on that. I do like the Steelbook's art. I find it a little disappointing. I mentioned in some videos before they revealed the artwork, when I was talking about things I wanted for the Steelbook art, is I wanted it to be spooky and scary. And the comparison I made was to the vinyl for Abominable Snowmen. I absolutely love the art on the vinyl they released for Abominable Snowmen. It looks so good. It very much has the thing going on in it. It shows a Yeti, kind of like it's pretty much all white because it's in snow. And the Yeti is going like this, and you can really just see the eyes. You don't really see the face. It very much evokes that old poster from the 1982 The Thing. And it looked really good, really creepy, really scary, even though it was done in a minimalist style. And I really thought the Steelbook needed to sell me like that. I needed the Steelbook to be that good. And it isn't. And that was one of the things I said, is that's what I need the Steelbook to do. It doesn't do that. I still think it's good. I am still looking forward to getting it. I'm not canceling my pre-order. It's still passable. It's just, I don't know. On one hand, it just seems strange that the standard editions are becoming better than the Steelbooks with the art used. This is the second time in a row. Because again, I like Fury's standard edition cover better than I do its Steelbook cover. Here it's a big difference. I definitely think the standard edition art looks way better than the Steelbook art. Which is crazy because, the standard edition is supposed to be the standard edition, and the Steelbook is supposed to be the nice, pretty, limited edition premium product, even though it has no extras that we know of. No extra. I think the last time they did extras for a Steelbook was on Macroterra, and all they did was include Gridlock, since the Macro are in Gridlock. I think for Faceless Ones, Fury, and Web, it's just been the same content on both versions. You're not getting anything extra for the extra money. And then I think when I looked up the prices on Zavvi, the Steelbook is £29.99, while the standard version is only £19.99 and 99 whatever y'all call cents, quid. I don't know. I live in the States. Y'all's money takes me a second to mentally adjust to. But that's a £10 difference for the same thing. And why would I want to pay £10 more for inferior metal artwork? Of course, naturally, I'm a Doctor Who fan. My solution isn't just cancel the Steelbook, get the standard edition. My solution is get both! Because that's what it means to be a Doctor Who fan. I know some of you guys, you've bought these on VHS, you've bought these on DVD, you're getting them on Blu-ray now. You'll get them again when the box set comes out. That's just what we do. It's just what we do. And I also think, as a whole, I think the Steelbook quality has been going down. I've talked before how in the modern series line, the best Steelbooks are the earlier ones. The quality of the Steelbooks have been slowly dropping. Not consistently, but just like, I still think the best 4 Steelbooks are the first 4 Steelbooks. Series 1, 2, 3, and 4. I think they're the best 4. I think they've been slowly trickling downhill since, although Lee Binding's 50th anniversary art is definitely a step back up. But I like the Series 5 art because it has that Van Gogh background, but that's what really sells it to me. The actual characters on it don't really work for me. The Series 6 one is alright with, again, the background. Sophie does good background, but I still thought it was a step down. The Series 7 one, I liked how they divided the seasons in half, with the front being dedicated to one part and the back to the other. And then, of course, Lee's 50th one was good, but still I don't think it's good as his Series 1 and 2 stuff. And then the Series 8 Steelbook was definitely a step down to me. Although it looks better in person, the blue pops, but I still thought it was a step down. So I feel like that's happening here too. I just feel like the Steelbooks they're not having quite as much effort put into them as what they were earlier. I still think Macroterra Steelbook and Power of the Dalek Steelbook look better than anything they're doing now. Just like in the modern series, I think the first 4 Steelbooks are the best. So what do you think? Between the Web of Fear, do you think the standard art looks better or the Steelbook art looks better? Do you feel like these Steelbooks have been slowly decreasing in quality with their art, or are you quite happy where they are now? let me know your thoughts. I always like hearing from you guys, finding out what you think about everything. So comment down below and let me know your thoughts on this video. Other things to do, click the like button, click the subscribe button, click that bell for notifications so you never miss out on a new video. I do a new video every day. I have also started a Patreon. If you would like to become one of my patrons, there's a link to that down in the description below. If you like my content and would like to contribute to it, since I have to import so much Doctor Who, it's expensive and time consuming, sadly. It takes forever to stuff to cross the ponds these days. Most importantly though, stay safe out there, and thank you for watching.